Welcome back again to another Global Sport in Colour and Voice Newspaper sports magazine show. I'm here with Michael Facey on my left, founder, organiser, everything. Nothing long TV. Rodney Hines on my right, sports editor, sports and features editor at the Voice Newspaper.
So they say.
Yeah, so they say. Another busy week, boys. There's plenty to talk about. Let's go straight in with the Women's Sports Trust last week. Your thoughts?
Great event, much needed. Fantastic to see women's sport getting the profile it does at the Troxy. Well done to Michelle Moore, who made life easier for me in terms of promoting that event. And I say more power to that event, and let's get it bigger and better.
I saw Nicola Bennett there, a young golfer who, well, we don't see too many young black golfers, do we? Especially female. So it was good for me to see it was an event that was really bringing together some niche sports, some people that don't get a light shine on them regularly. What about yourself?
No, I mean, we spoke to Nicola, we had good words of her, and she very interested. And she had that kind of focus that when we did speak to her, it was like, where have you been? Why haven't we heard about you? And awards like that bring out the best in women's sport in general, and that's what it needed, and that's what it's missing. And I think, and that's why it was amazing, and it was good to have.
I think they need to tweak the format a little bit, but you only know these things by doing it. Troxy wasn't the venue for me. I thought it was in a better venue last year.
Agree with you, but just going back to Nicola Bennett and that type of person that, as Mike said, we don't hear often about, that's what The Voice has done, certainly under my leadership in sport, and you being integral to that. Let's unearth the future diamonds, people doing their stuff quietly but very professionally, and they just sometimes need a little bit of exposure to give them a bit of a lift.
Let's hear from the likes of Donna, Connie and a few others.
The amount of great work that's being done in women's sport is just fantastic, and this is a great opportunity to showcase that great work that's being done.
All areas of women's sport still need to be addressed, and that's whether it's on the field of play or off the field of play, in management and executive roles. It all needs to be addressed, but this is the start. In fact, this isn't the start, because I was there a few years ago, and even in a few years it's grown to this. It's a fabulous evening.
The women's sport needs all the support it can get. You know, we're still struggling to get women's sport accepted by a lot of people. There's some fantastic talent around, and the chance to really celebrate that on nights like this is really important.
Every single category is going to be fantastic. We've got so many quality finalists here. The sporting role models, team role model, from the GB hockey girls to Rukhsana Begum to Minerva to My Time. It's just an amazing array of sporting talent.
Great footage from the Women's Sports Trust. Looking forward to being there next year. I know it's going to grow, it's going to be bigger and better. Moving on to cricket, we're here at the Oval for the last time, and I want to big up and thank John Surtees.
John Surtees and everybody at the Kia.
All of the staff and all of the people that have hosted us. There's a guy in the background dragging away the beer. Nothing to do with us. I swear. No, not at the moment. There's a great article in this week's Voice Newspaper all about the history of the Oval and the West Indies connection to it. So I think people should go and pick that up if they haven't seen it already. Look out for it online. Rod, there's been there's a big event coming up with Chris Gayle soon, isn't there?
Yeah, Chris Gayle. Everyone knows Chris Gayle, surely. First man to score 10,000 runs in T20 cricket. Playing for the Royal Bangalore's Challengers side, who haven't had the best time in the IPL this year. But Chris Gayle is having a dinner, his charity dinner, Tuesday the 6th of June, I believe, in central London, doing some great work for young people and encouraging them, and using sport, as so many do, as a vehicle for good. So we got to show him respect for that, and hopefully we'll see him in the NatWest T20 Blast, which is the English version of the T20, sometime in the summer. It's
a shame that the West Indies don't have that conveyor belt of talent rolling off, whereby we can see the next Chris Gayle and the one after that. That ever going to change?
I think it will. I mean, I think the talent's there. I mean, every time I go back to the Caribbean, the guys and the girls are playing their cricket. So it's there, but as I think we've said on this programme before, what those youngsters need is a successful West Indies team, and say, I want to do that the way they did with Lara and Richards and those great names. And talking about Chris Gayle, I think me and you saw one of the biggest sixes ever hit in a World Cup while we're sitting in the press box on the other side. by Chris Gayle that ended up on the road.
In the street.
In the street.
Effortless.
Yeah, big man who's that Chris Gayle.
Running, that's all I know. 10,000 runs. So, you know.
He didn't run though.
He didn't run them up.
Oh, it was
Just sixes, mate. Sixes and fours. Sixes and fours. He don't run like that.
Run.
No,
Energy saving.
Yeah, when he comes to the crease, bowlers are shaking in their boots, mate. It's, they don't want to be embarrassed. We had a big event this week, didn't we? Chrissy Hughton's dinner. It was on the same day as your birthday, Mike.
Definitely was.
You had a bit of fun, didn't you?
Come on. Champagne all night. I told everyone I'm doing 12 days of champagne just to celebrate. And Chrissy Hughton helped that.
Listen, if the footage that you're about to see is a bit shaky, you know why, innit? Let's just go straight into the footage and you can judge for yourself what kind of event it was.
I knew something was happening. I thought there was something very small that was happening this evening, but as soon as I walked in and saw a lot of particular faces, then I knew it was something bigger. And yes, it does. It's a special moment for me, a very humbling moment for me, and something very much for me to look back on.
Luther, we're here on a very special night for Chris Hughton, a man that you know very well.
Yeah.
What can you say about him for me?
I don't think you can say much. His deed has done that for us. You know, the first man of colour that's actually earned his place in the Premier League. You can't get better than that, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm so pleased what he's done. And the fact that, you know, they've supported him like they have done at Brighton, the chairman and everybody, I think is first class.
His continued attitude towards trying to improve himself and those around him. You know, it's been mentioned quite a lot tonight what a role model he is. I'm not quite sure he really believes the power of the role model. Do you know what I mean? He's an inspiration. He quietly goes about his business, and when you hear him talk tonight, he's very a quiet, kind of reserved kind of person, but such a powerful man. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people could take a lot from Chris. You know, he conducts himself in the right way. He walks in this room tonight, and everyone wants to be here for the man. You know, and it's a great honour to be able to put this together. You know, we at Kick It Out, we love to applaud the people who do great things and do great things for their community, and Chris is definitely up there as one of the best.
So for me, I know Aisha and I know Chris. It's kind of hard to call him Chris. I know him as Mr. Hughton. This morning he actually picked me up from Heathrow Airport and we drove all the way to the Grove, where he was having a few meetings and I had an interview with him. And in the 20 minutes it took to get from Heathrow to the Grove, I probably told him my life story, and he just gave me the best advice. And we're not just talking about football, we're talking about life. So it's always great to look up to someone like that and respect him and just listen to him, and you just think, oh my God, why can't you be my dad for I don't know, a day, 2 days? He's just someone that you respect, ultimately. He's a classy guy, he's a gentleman, he's one of the good guys. When I was doing more research on him a few days ago, there was not one bad word said about him. And that's testament to what he's done for football, for whatever clubs he's worked at, and ultimately for the next generation coming through.
You saw what it was like. Big up Chrissy once again. So much love. Rod, anything coming soon in connection to that? I know you want to do a few bits and pieces.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of Chris Hughton, nice man, fantastic coach, taken Brighton into the Premier League. And while there are authorities trying to promote black managers and coaches, the ultimate advert for that is what Chris is doing, isn't it? You know, I would love to shoot this podcast at Brighton's stadium sometime August onwards. So
I did mention it to the owner.
Hint, hint.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm telling you right now, it's on the wish list. We get Chris Hughton early doors in the season. We'll go down to Brighton, have a day out, bucket and spade, and also talk to him about all things football.
A lot of people want to know your age.
21, forever young.
Moving on. Predictions, Premier League predictions. Actually, the last time you're going to do this, Rodney.
Not forever.
For this season, anyway.
For this season.
I'm not trying to put you in the ground or nothing.
Listen, I stopped watching football. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Why? Mourinho said we're not playing good games no more until the Europa. I'm done.
Breaking news that Man United don't like it in North London. That's what I heard.
I heard one of their guys from the higher echelon talk about how the 25-game run, unbeaten run, was the longest in Premier League history. You know why they said that, innit? Because then you got beat them.
Yeah, that's right.
you were the Invincibles.
Yeah, we were the Invincibles, yeah, and they upset our record at the time as well with a dubious penalty by Wayne Rooney. So yeah, it's called karma.
It is called karma. They were never getting no change at White Hart Lane in the last ever game at White Hart Lane.
Good luck to them though, as an English-British team in the Europa League final next week. So
we want them to win. That'll be 3 trophies in the season for them.
Yeah, fantastic, successful season.
I will not complain. Thank you.
Support your team, man. Don't run nowhere.
Thank you,
Support
Jose.
your team. Rodney.
No, listen, when the manager comes out and says, we're not playing a strong lineup, and then the team comes out and they're rolling up, and then they're getting rolled over and sent back home, I'm not supporting that.
You know what? You played 9 games last month. 9 games in a month, Rodney. That is ridiculous.
We've also got one of the biggest squads in the league.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. 9 games in a month. You're never going to play your strongest
and
squad.
that's why so many of that team is broken at the moment. And you hope it doesn't actually have an impact on the thing that they're now focused on, which is a very young and dynamic Ajax team that will run forever. So it's going to be interesting.
There's a point to prove, that's for sure. Games this weekend, Rodney. Who are we focusing on for the last time?
Well, we're really going to focus at Anfield and the Emirates because Premier League has been decided, second place has been decided, Man City almost there, I would imagine, in terms of third place. So what you have is the fight for fourth and the final Champions League berth. So you have Liverpool needing to win against Middlesbrough, and you have Arsenal having to win against Everton. Listen, if you're a betting man, you've got to think that Liverpool, even though they've had their slip-ups this term against smaller sides,
and a couple in recent weeks,
absolutely will do the business. So listen, both teams, Liverpool and Arsenal, just got to win and see what happens come kick-off, final whistle.
So hang on.
You think those games are foregone conclusions?
Hang on. So Arsenal potentially could be in the Europa League. That'd be mad.
Potentially, they will be.
Yeah, that'd be a madness for them next year.
So Thursday, Sunday. It's not a madness. Ask Tottenham, we've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, but you grew out of it now.
We did.
So far.
Yeah, we did, and we're not looking to go back. It's going to be great next year. 6 into 4 doesn't go, does it?
No, it doesn't, but I mean, Mike touched on the Europa League potentially for Arsenal, and I think it will be Europa League. I think with the club needing a massive shake-up, it's what they fully deserve. Premier League table doesn't lie, and maybe it will alter some of the thinking at the highest level at Arsenal. So listen, I think as an Arsenal fan, you just want something different, and if it's Thursday, Sunday, so be it.
I'm just glad that Tottenham are in the mix and safe, and the fact that them, and if it is Liverpool, they'll be able to attract players who want to play in the Champions League, and that's what strengthens the Premier League for me.
Absolutely
and that just increases the competition. That's what I mean. 6 into 4 doesn't go. Those 2 teams, Man United, beat Arsenal, that finished just outside the top 4. They're going to want their place back. So it's all to play for next year, and we need a break.
What do you think about your guys though, doing the whole season at Wembley next year as well?
It's going to impact on everything that we do. The next 3 seasons are going to impact on everything that we do. So it's going to be difficult to see if we're going to continue the momentum. Same squad, different stadium. Haven't performed well there of late, but things could change. They'll get used to it. Pochettino's not going to have them using that as an excuse. And I think we was at a game earlier in the season where he was like, it's Wembley, it's a pitch. People all over the world want to play here.
That's why I love him, because he's been very real. A little bit like after your defeat, your title chasing finale, for the want of a turn, against West Ham, he said, listen, champions come to London Stadium and win. So there are no excuses with him. And he was right, because Liverpool then go to the London Stadium only last weekend and hammer West Ham, hammer the hammers. I like that one, yeah. But I said to you, I think that Tottenham's next 2 seasons would be pivotal. I think they could be much more challenging, having to play all your home games at Wembley, and then the following season back at the New Lane. While it isn't a million miles away from where you are now, it's just about adjustment and whatever. So I think Tottenham's challenges are to come, and if they overcome them, good luck to them.
Who wins the Golden Boot?
Well, it's set up for a wonderful final day on Sunday. What do we have? Romelu Lukaku with 24 goals. Alexis Sanchez with 23 goals, and as I said, Arsenal play Everton, so they could. And there's Harry Kane. On 22, and as I understand it, Tottenham are away to an already relegated Hull, so he could fill his boots there. You couldn't put it past Harry to score a hat-trick, and you then probably add to the story by neither Sanchez or Lukaku starting, and Harry ends up Golden Boot winner twice in 2 seasons. And I've got to say, and I've always said it to you, Jay, in terms of Harry Kane, he's missed almost a third of the Premier League season, and he's right there, slap bang, in Golden Boot territory. I think we've got to pay respect to him.
Listen, I'm so glad that he's going to get a summer off this year. I don't think he's had one for a few seasons. He's going to be able to go away with the family, chill, relax. When he comes back next season, God help anybody in his way, because I think he's gonna go again.
It's something else that we've talked about off air, is that just that ankle. He seems to get an ankle injury once a season, and you just think if that's, pardon the pun, an Achilles heel or a soft spot, that could hold back a career that is set up nicely for Tottenham right now. And if Tottenham don't go on to fulfil their potential, he could go and do it somewhere else.
Of course. I mean, and I'm hoping there's signings to come over the summer. We won't talk signings and speculation just yet. Way too early. Way too early. Even though Man United reported to...
We get speculated every week, mate.
Yeah, I know, but this looks like it could happen. James Rodriguez, I mean, all right, listen, we're doing it without doing it. Listen, guys, thanks for supporting. We'll be back next week from a place undisclosed. See you then.